What's up, everybody? The draft has happened, and it's finally over. We don't need to sit here and pontificate and argue and whatever about who the Jets are going to be taking in the 2026 NFL draft. So tonight, we're going to talk about who they're going to be taking in the 2027 draft. I'm just kidding. We're going to go over all the draft picks. The Jets had what I would call an outstanding first round. Day 3 was a little weird at points. It was what it was, but I'll tell you what, I had a good time watching. I was very invested in this draft. I spent a lot of time watching Dano on the Danger Zone with Scott and all them on that channel, and I even joined them for a little while after the 16th pick. And then ironically, I came on, there was maybe 4 or 5 picks left in the first round, and Cooper and Boston were still there, the wide receivers. And I'm looking at the list and I'm like, yo, we're going to be able to get them at 33. And while I'm in the green room for Dano's show, I think Scott was in there, Dano was in there, Jeremy from Jets Chaos was there. I don't remember everybody, but they bring me on, and the Jets then traded up to 30 to get their wide receiver too. So it was a pretty cool live reaction. If you guys want to check that out on the Danger Zone. But regardless, we're going to talk about the draft. I want to get your thoughts on the draft. I am Midnight Mike. This is the Midnight Mike Show. And of course, we're coming to you from the Long Island Sound, and it's finally over. Let's talk the 2026 NFL draft. Now, before I go any further, I expect all of you guys for free to hit that like button. Okay? It's free. You just hit the thumbs up button. It shows support for the show, shows support for me and Maddie, and it lets everybody know in the YouTube algorithms that we are live right now. And then I'll get to see the numbers go up as long as you guys are hitting that like button. It's up to you guys. Not up to me. It's not up to me. It's up to you guys. Regardless, let's bring on my co-host, the Beavis to my butthead, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Matty Jets. How you doing, Matty?
I'm good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so glad the draft is over.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And I said this in the Discord. I forgot how god-awful annoying the draft is when your team's not on the clock or picking.
Maddie, I don't know how these guys, all the biggest Jet shows and all the littlest Jet shows and we're all live streaming the draft. And I don't understand how you could sit there for let's say the second and third round where we had one pick.
Amazing. Hey, Joey.
The entire day. And they were dedicated.
It's like, all glory to God. I grew up this way. This is my culture. All that. Shut the fuck up. All right. Cut that shit. Put it on the team that drafted him's website. Because I don't give 2 shits about the Saints' new tight end who fucking, although I did like the Sean thing that he reposted on Twitter where the dog took his seat. But it's like, I'm using that as a base example. It's like, I don't give a shit that you grew up in fucking West Texas. And, I don't care about your fucking origin story. And the commercials were even worse. Oh my God, dude. Apparently,
every 2 picks.
It was just like all commercials. And I'm sorry, but if you're watching the TV shows that they're fucking advertising, you're fucking retarded, okay? That cop show where it's like, oh my God, there's a boat that's about to detach. Okay. And then it hits the boat and it blows up. I'm like, was the boat full of dynamite? Like, holy shit, dude. Again, I was looking forward to the draft. I was happy for the draft, but Jesus Christ, the NFL could like that does not need to be a 2-hour thing. First of
No,
all,
that could be streamlined
I think the first
100%.
5 picks should have 90 seconds on the clock.
I
Because
would
you
agree
know
with you.
exactly, especially if you're number 1, you have 10 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. If
Like,
you're number one,
if
as
you
soon as
show up with
Roger
number
Goodell,
1 and have
yeah,
to think about shit, get the fuck out of here. You forfeit that pick.
yeah, as soon as Roger Goodell says the 2026
Yeah.
NFL draft is open, he immediately should announce with
You
the
should be
first
like,
pick.
the Las Vegas Raiders did what we all knew they were going to do.
Yeah, and as a
Like-
matter of fact, like you said, make it the first 3 picks.
Yeah,
Like they should be in instantaneously.
the first 3 or 4, because the fact of the matter is, first of all, everybody knew who the Raiders were going to pick, and the Raiders, like all these GMs talk to each other. Okay, so like the Giants knew the Jets were who they were picking at number 2, because it's like, look, Raiders are a lock, and the Jets are like, you can't stop us. We're taking what's his fuck.
They took David Bailey at number 2.
But it's just like, yo, like, stop fucking around. It does not need to be a 2-hour fiasco. This shit should have been a 1-hour show.
I completely agree. And then today it went from like noon Eastern.
Yeah, noon to like 5 o'clock.
Yeah. It was like that was insane. Like I had Dano's show on, like because I was cleaning my house, I was doing dishes, I was vacuuming, I was doing tons of shit around the house because my wife was out, and I had the girls upstairs cleaning their room, and I listened. I just had it on, and I got in the time that they watched the 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th rounds. I had my whole shit clean.
Yeah, dude, it's
tidy, ready to go. Like it is insane how long it goes. Now I believe in these, like today, they had less time to pick.
I don't know. I didn't watch any of it.
But still, I feel like it should if it was going to increase or decrease, I feel like it should increase in the later rounds, because at that point,
because then it's like a fucking crapshoot. You're like,
yeah, you're like, who are these guys? Who am I? Who are the people I'm picking? But regardless, we'll talk about all that and like a couple things. Like, I mean, how about the fact that it was basically Arvell Reese, David Bailey. Who are the Jets taking? That was the big question. And how about the fact that Reese goes to the Giants, and now over the next 4 to 5 years, Bailey and Reese are going to be in the same stadium, in the same town, and compared the entire time. It's going to be like, it is going to be a direct comparison between these two players, and I'm scared to see where that comparison goes because of the luck of the New York Jets.
I honestly, I don't like. I'm fine with like either one of them is fine. They picked the best. They picked the best fucking sack guy in the draft. You want sacks? This is your guy. He's so fast off the jump. Yeah, maybe not the best run defender, and that's fine.
That's my problem. Is that I said it on Dano's show. I said, hopefully he can help with the run, because
that's the thing. You just coach it up.
That's the thing. It's easier, from everything I've heard and from everything I know, it's easier to coach someone to be able to stop the run than to be able to get off the line and sack the quarterback.
You can't coach speed. It's that simple. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I mean, I was the first person, and I deleted it. I deleted it after they drafted Sadiq and then drafted what's his face at 28. I'm so fucking tired, dude. I've gotten no sleep in like the last
Omar Cooper Jr.
Thank you. But I deleted after that they got that draft. But I was just like, look, why the fuck are we drafting a tight end? We have 18 tight ends.
No, and we'll get into it.
And we all talked about it. Black Labby. Yeah, I don't know. You guys aren't going to be good next year. Like, I mean, you'll be okay, but you're not going to have that cakewalk ass schedule you had this year. And by the way, I'm glad you're here. And all the shit talking, it's all in good fun. But
let me read through some of these comments. Valerie, our first lady, channel member, comes in. Says, I watched the whole first round. Don't ask me why, because I wonder too. Well, we had 3 picks.
Because it's a Thursday and you've got 2 hours to kill in the evening for primetime TV. That's why.
Plus, we had a lot of picks. So it's like, if honestly, if the Jets had 1 pick, I probably wouldn't have watched the entire first round. And then the fact that we traded back to get in there, I thought that was awesome. I thought Muji did great. And we got one of the top 5 receivers in the draft. So that's awesome. But Valerie, it's the first round of the draft. I feel like I can always kind of sit through and watch. It's always fun, things like that. One of the things that confused me is is how many players. Now I understand why Mendoza was at home because of his mom has multiple
Yeah,
sclerosis.
that's cool.
Yeah, his mom couldn't make the trip. He wanted to be with his mom.
I would have
Completely
done the
understandable.
exact same thing.
Absolutely. But what I don't understand is the guys who were at home with their families who didn't have a mother or father who had a debilitating disease. Because isn't part of being drafted hearing your name
There
called?
could be a million different reasons,
You,
man.
you walk you walk 100 yards to the podium through
that
like a
fucking
tunnel.
whole football field down the fucking hallway with like every team's logo.
Maddie, we talked about it on
Yeah, we
Dano's
laughed
show.
about it on Dano's shows. Like,
That
what is
tunnel
that? The
gets
Miracle
longer.
Mile? What the fuck?
Yeah, gets longer and longer every year.
They're gonna have like throwback logos. There's gonna be like a Titans, old school Jets logo, 80s Jets logo. Like they're gonna do it for every team where it's like these guys are gonna be like winded by the time they get to the stage.
Yeah, well, and then they have to stop at the little thing that has to get the hat, and then they have to put on the hat, and then they go out.
I'm just waiting for them to have like a live chicken there they have to sacrifice or something soon.
Well, but that's the thing. If I'm a player and I'm getting drafted in the first round, you're damn right I'm going to be there to do that whole walk in the whole.
Like I say, I'm not gonna. That's one of those things where I don't know what's going on with people. Maybe the thing is, you may not have told everybody or whatever, but it's like, maybe your brother's fucking in surgery. Your younger brother has, shit going on. And you want to be there for. Like again, tonight's prom night for my daughter. You know what I mean? I can't fucking miss that because it's a once in a lifetime thing. Now obviously I'm not getting drafted, but who knows? I'm just gonna say, and maybe honestly, there may be some dudes that are like, look, I don't like the crowds and all that fucking hubbubaloo. Like it may be like, look, this is exciting for me, but I'd rather have a quiet celebration with my family.
Quiet. None of those celebrations are quiet. Everyone jumps up screaming and yelling and carrying on.
I love that thing Sean reposted where it's like the Saints get a trade proposal. The Saints get a new tight end. The dog gets a comfy spot on the couch because the dude like jumps up and everybody's hugging him. And the dog wastes no time, pops up on the couch and lays down right where he was sitting. So,
well, how about, did you see the clip of Lemon who was on the phone with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, and then the Eagles just took him.
Eagles jumped him, and he's on the phone talking to Pittsburgh, and you see him go, "Why is Philly calling me? Why is Philly calling me?"
Well,
and then the guy, I guess his agent or whatever comes over and he goes, "They just jumped Pittsburgh. They just drafted you."
Yeah,
it's one of the greatest drafts.
So weird where he's like, and I like to say to all the people in the world, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say he was like a Stevie Wonder kind of.
Like it looked like Eddie Murphy doing his Stevie Wonder impression.
Mac Muffin becomes a channel member, gets the Jets chant.
Mac Muffin.
Jets. Thank you so much, Mac Muffin. I appreciate that, guys. You can show your support for the show by not only, like Mac Muffin did, becoming a channel member, but if you're a channel member, you can give some channel memberships or send us a super chat. We will always jump the comments and everything and get to your super chat. Especially if you want to catch up on comments and whatnot, because I'm always so far behind. Send a super chat. I'll jump a bunch and get to you. Then we go. Brian's in here. Joey's in here. One complaint when. Say it, Maddie.
When Fagnano makes a deep playoff run with the Ravens, remember we want to. That's fair. Brian has some good takes, and we'll see what happens. But I will say this: we will bookmark this, and we will definitely give you a shout out if that happens.
Troublemaker says I'm number 4 this week, hitting the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Troublemaker. The cycle begins anew. Time to be disappointed again. There you go.
This guy's a Patriots fan, and like I said, dude, one, I'm glad you're here. We love to have the haters, but like I said in the comments, you schedule merchants are going to have a long fucking season.
Oh yeah, the Patriots aren't as good as they looked last year.
Like I say, Broncos and Patriots were the 2 scheduled merchants last year, and I can assure you that life is not going to be easy for you guys.
Hey, yo, Mike and Maddie and all my Jets fans, I'm coming to you live from Buffalo, New York, where Bills Mafia are crying about draft picks. Well, they traded down throughout this whole draft to the point where they had like 8 7th rounders or something.
Yeah, their window is slamming shut here in the next couple seasons.
My man Pavia had a tough weekend. Still nothing for the guy. Brian,
rooting for the
Brian,
guy.
hey, by the way, Brian, I'm going to try to
read it again correctly.
My man Pavia had a tough weekend, still rooting for the guy.
Yeah, you said still nothing for the guy.
Oh, okay. Well, he didn't get drafted, so that's why. And I don't have my readers on, Maddie.
Well, I'm sorry, but he didn't get drafted. I didn't know that.
I don't think he did. I kind of.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. As soon as the Jets picked at 16, I was like, turned it off, got ready for work, and went. That's why I texted Mike because like I'm getting these texts from our group chat. And I'm like, what happened? I'm driving.
Yeah, I let you know.
Like, hell yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean hell yeah at a stoplight?
But Brian, I'm going to try to get to everything Brian posts tonight because last weekend or whatever, he sent a super chat that I apparently missed, and I feel terrible.
Sorry,
so
Brian,
anything I can find,
sorry, man.
Yeah, anything I can find from you. God,
Brian's
I love
great,
being
man.
a Pats fan. Okay.
Well, I mean, there's.
I mean, I would too if I was.
If I had people that love being transgender. I mean, serial killers love killing prostitutes. Everybody has their weird kinks.
Our first lady Val comes in. Guys, keep hitting that like button. Seeing numbers go up. I want them even higher. Hit that like button. Show your support. The argument about whether should it be Reese or Bailey was endless. My favorite is Sadiq, but who cares? We're going to talk about it. We still are going to get into this draft. I just want to make sure that I'm saying what's up to all you guys, like Chris, who's always here saying,
remember, I have to leave early, so I will probably expand more on the draft Monday night, so make sure you guys are here for that too.
How early are you leaving?
My usual time.
Oh, okay. No, well, that's fine.
I just don't think we're going to be able to cover everything by then.
I mean, we'll see.
We'll do it.
Last night Tommy was all like Tommy Jets all ready to come on. I send him text. I send him the link and everything.
First text after they draft Sadiq, and it's fucking Tommy with the Jets are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, every fucking year, man. I just lost. I laughed so hard.
Rashad says, I got some questions about the QB the Jets picked. So he's talking about Cade Kubrick. And
yeah, I have no idea who that guy is.
Well, the funny thing is that like if you went back, I don't know, if you went back to like the beginning, of this past season, he was people were saying he was going to be like one of the top QBs, but he didn't have a good year in Tennessee or Clemson at Clemson. So he didn't have a good year. I knew Orange. He didn't have a good year at Clemson, but the team around him, if you actually look at it, wasn't great. So, if you look at the year before, he had an outstanding year. It was something like 36 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, whatever. So at the beginning of last college football season, he was projected to be one of the high QB drafts. And it just kind of fell off this past season because
team around him.
Yeah. Clemson had a rough team around him.
Yeah. I mean, again, you can have a great QB, but if he has nobody to throw to,
Yeah.
I think Geno Smith is going to have a real easy fucking year this year as far as things go with targets. But we'll get there.
Luppy, not a bad draft. Head scratcher. I'm moving up for the QB. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because once again, I just put him over a little bit, but I'm still a little boggled by the pick and why they moved up for him considering, I mean, there wasn't another quarterback picked for 30, 40, 50 picks. I mean, it was
my only thought is they have him picked to be the QB2 behind whoever they draft next year. I don't know. Hey, what's up, buddy?
I mean, we were saying this whole lead up to the draft that all of us were okay drafting a quarterback in a late round. Did they need to move up and draft him in the 4th instead of maybe taking him they ended up was at 103. He probably still would have been available at 103.
Probably.
So I don't know. We'll talk about it. But Abe says my only complaint was the QB in the 4th. If we're taking one, I would have preferred Nussmeier or Pavia. And I hear that a lot too.
Yeah.
We got a super chat in the house. Brian comes in, gets the Jets chant. Here we go. Jets. Brian, channel member, and comes in with $5. Thank you, Brian. No worries. Yes. No. There is worries because you're one of our loyal listeners, and if we miss a super chat, that's unacceptable. And so you get the King's treatment tonight. B, who else loves the Darrell Jackson Jr. pick? I am stoked about that guy. We got him. He was who we took at 103. He was the defensive tackle out of Florida State. And as a matter of fact,
I kind of like that one actually. That was when I was about.
Well, yeah, I am happy about that. But the thing is that it's still. we're going to get into it. There's certain things they did that confused me when, like for instance, we needed a center and a guard. Okay. We needed that for the offensive line. Where was that at 103, 110? It took till 188 when we took Inez Cooper for us to finally get a guard. And we did not draft a center.
Yeah, the center is going to be an issue.
I mean, we have, do we still have Franklin Meyer? I don't know, but we still have Tittman who can play. He was a center, and then we moved him to guard.
It's because he's retarded.
He's not retarded. He's fine.
He's fucking retarded.
He's fine.
Well, he's retarded at center.
But guys, thank you so much for joining us. Hit that like button, show your support. We are going to start going through this and see what's going. Oh, one more here. Let me just see. What the fuck is up, gang? What's up, Eddie?
What's up, Eddie Ray?
I'm so excited. Cheers to all the Jets fans. Cheers to you too, sir. Okay, so our first pick was the number 2 pick. Everyone thinking that we're going with Arvell Reese. He ends up dropping to the pick number 5 to be picked by the which also kind of says something, because if all these other teams from 3, 4, and then it took till 5, what did they not see in Arvell Reese? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I would have thought he'd be number 3 immediately after.
Correct. I thought he was going to be the next pick in the draft.
You know, I mean, some teams. There are teams that draft with what they need versus best available position. So, you know, I don't know. I don't try to understand everybody's mentality. I'm not in those rooms. But I was very surprised that he didn't just get snapped up at 3 or 4 and fell to the Giants.
Steven comes in, says, we're going to have a top 5 run defense. Hope the secondary can come close to matching that. Once again, I don't know about that, because once again, we talked about it earlier. Bailey is not great at stopping the run. Hopefully he could be coached into it.
This is where we have to see, okay, look.
But like, what are we relying on?
Does our coach
Patrick, like Mario Davis, like what are we relying on that we think from last year our run stopping is going to be that much better all of a sudden?
I think he can be coached up. Abe comes in with a very good call. It just meant that the Cardinals and Titans wanted offense, when he's right about that. I don't think he says anything about, Reese going to 5. That said, yeah, thank you, Black Labby. You're right. It is the AFC though. It's always it's everybody hates everybody, and it's always a nightmare. So
yeah. Yes, and yeah, Abe, I do understand
Abe's 100%
that.
right. Like I say, Abe, again, one of my favorite, I think pretty much my favorite guests we have, him and Tommy, always have good takes. You know, Tommy knows so much more about college football than I'll ever fucking know. And I'm just excited, though. Like I say, I told Sasha, for those of you who don't know, my daughter Sasha is 12. She's been to every Jets game that the Broncos at the Broncos Stadium since she's been alive. And I told her they're not going to make the playoffs next year, but they might not be as shitty as they have been for your whole life. Thanks, Eddie Ray. Appreciate you, brother.
It would be nice for people like your daughter or other kids who were brought up as Jets fans to see a decent season.
It's like being born into being a mine worker. Like, my daughter has black lung and she's only 12. Like, she just was born into a nightmare existence.
We are all playing the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Lions, Vikings, Packers, and Bears. I will say this, a Black Abby, I don't know what that means. I will say this. I hope we get the Chiefs in the first 3 weeks, and all of you guys get them at the end of the season.
See what happens.
If you know, you know.
It's going to be interesting. But yeah, I agree with you on that too. I'd really like to play the Chiefs like week 2.
Beast wouldn't even if Beast was waiting, he wouldn't be brought on now anyway, because we're actually talking Jets football.
Oh, is he not in the green room again?
Oh no, Betty, you scared the shit out of him.
You guys are all welcome, by the way. I saved the dignity of this show by fucking getting that earwax eating moron out of here.
That pissing out the window, barbecuing in his attic.
Dude, like, I'm sorry, but that's just
No,
Jesus.
Steven, that's what I was talking about. Are you relying on that? That's what you're relying on for it to
I
be a
think
good.
so though, because that's why they got paid. Yeah, Abe's already. You'll get to it.
I do like my guy with the Rangers t-shirt on. Cheers, buddy.
Oh man, everybody's giving me so much shit. They're like, "Yo, Avs won again." I'm like, "Yeah, good for them." And they're like, "Oh, what? You don't like hockey? You're not a hockey guy?" I was like, "Listen, dickheads. I was a hockey guy long before you motherfuckers. My team is just absolute ass."
Abe says the Jets roster is shaping out to be a decently competitive team minus the QB, but the difference between now and recent past with good rosters minus QB play is we have NFL caliber QB, not like Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I definitely have more faith in Geno Smith than Zach Wilson. I mean,
I'm very curious. I have a weird feeling if things go really well for us right now for this upcoming season, I could see us shipping 2 first-rounders to move up to take the quarterback we want next year.
Oh, like, there's no doubt.
I think they will 100% overspend if they have to. And
there's no doubt that they're going to nail a top quarterback next year. The only problem is, Maddie, and I know you have hatred towards Arch Manning because he's a Manning. I don't want him because what are the chances that Archie Manning was a great quarterback for the Giants? Peyton Manning was an outstanding quarterback for the Colts and the Broncos. And Eli was an outstanding quarterback for the Giants. What are the chances they hit?
What if it's Gibson generation?
Yeah, like what makes us think they're going to hit on 4? Like what'll end up happening is he'll come to the Jets and he'll be the only Manning that
shits the bed.
Yeah, that just sucks. Like that's gonna be our Mike, what are you sipping on? I have 3 things here. I have a black cherry seltzer. I have some Tito's in here, and then I have my big jug of water as I always do. So that's what I'm drinking right now. But okay, so the problem with David Bailey is he does not know how to stop the run. This can be coached. Is he willing to learn?
Well, that's the thing. If he's an X's and O's guy, like I like playing hockey, I was an X's and O's guy. Just show me on the board what's going to happen, and I can comprehend that. So it's all about the coaching staff. Can you guys figure out how to show this guy how to stop the run? And this is the NFL. They're going to be able to show him how to do it.
I hope so, and I hope him and Will McDonald make quarterbacks shake. So
I think he's going to terrify quarterbacks, dude.
I sure hope so, man.
I think that quarterbacks are going to be like, I think quarterbacks going to be in the huddle and be like, do not let that motherfucker near me.
Problem is that teams that are drafting high in the draft next year probably need a quarterback. Also, they might not want to take our 2 first rounders. Steven, though, if you look at it, I don't think you're going to see the Titans take another quarterback. I don't think they're going to be doing great. Now the Raiders aren't going to be.
Raiders are satisfied.
Yeah, they're not going to be magical overnight, so they're not going to need a quarterback. So you start to look at these teams that are kind of crappy. Maybe the Browns, when they come back down to earth this year, we're thinking Shador might be an answer. Maybe they come back down and they need a quarterback. But next year's draft class is going to have 4 good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So we don't need
2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Not a problem. So we don't even necessarily need to nail the top. You have to remember. So let's say you have 2 teams above us who need a quarterback, and then you have 2 teams above us who don't need a quarterback, i.e. Raiders, Titans, right? That means we're still getting the 3rd best quarterback in next year's draft. And I'm not thinking that Arch Manning is going to be that guy because I just don't see what is it in the water in their house? Like what the fuck? Like you had Archie Manning, Eli and Peyton, and now we expect Arch Manning to be as good as these other. I just don't see it happening. So we talked about David Bailey, our edge out of Texas Tech, and he was the safe pick. Hopefully he will end up being a sack machine for the New York Jets. Imagine the pressure on Arch. Absolutely. And imagine the pressure on him in a market like New York, where everyone gets on your case. What did Manning do? Well, Matty hates the Mannings because Peyton was going to enter the draft And then when the Jets had the number 1 pick and were going to take him, and he decided to go back to college, and a lot of people think it's because he didn't want to play for the New York Jets. So that's why Matty has beef with the Manning family, and mostly Peyton. So, and he hates Denver, even though he lives there. And, Peyton brought success to Denver. So I assume that has something to do with it also. Abe says, my biggest concern with Bailey is that he and Will McDonald play the same style and are basically the same guy. That's a problem? Like, why is that a problem that both of them have awesome spins and can get to a quarterback? I don't see that as being a problem. You can have both of them out there on a third and long situation or a second and long situation, and you can also have one of them's out there while the other one is resting. Like, I don't think that's a problem. I don't.
Sorry about that, folks. Sir Luca, my man.
What's up, man?
Another
what's
one of
up,
my
beautiful
faves.
people? Absolutely. Sir Luca, did you hit the thumbs up button? Did everyone hit the thumbs up
I
button?
guarantee you Sir Luca did.
I know he did. Getting on to our second pick. Now, this is when I started to be like a little pissed off with the draft, because at 16, we take Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. And Dano was fucking thrilled. Dano was off his rocker screaming. You got to see his clip when he was drafted. But my thing is that even before we did what we did at number 30, I went right onto Dano's show and I looked at the bright side of things. Okay. Bailey should be a hit. Bailey should be a superstar. Kenyon Sadiq was the best tight end in the draft, and after watching some of his footage, because I didn't think we were going to draft him, it's not like
I saw that. And again, right after that draft, what did Tommy text us? The Jets are fucking stupid.
But that's not it. If we wouldn't have moved up to pick 30, I would have agreed. And I would agree. I would agree in a way that. And I heard people talking about this on Dano's show about, I'm sick and tired of hearing people draft someone. We're like, we already have that person. Our team has so many fucking holes.
Yeah, I mean,
to draft. We could have filled that spot with someone who could strengthen the team where we don't have anything.
Sadiq immediately becomes our best tight end.
Yes, and that's what I said. Like, you have to look at it, the fact that Sadiq is automatically our best.
Look, like it became a Dumb and Dumber moment, because when they moved up and drafted Cooper, it was literally like, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself.
Yes.
So I'm genuinely now I'm sitting here going, we have Sadiq, who is a wide receiver, like it's
a wide receiver in a tight end's body.
Yeah, I've seen that so many times. Now we have Cooper. Garrett Wilson has to be stoked. The happiest guy in the world right now has to be Garrett Wilson. Because he was happy when they drafted Sadiq, because he's like, holy shit, they got a real target.
Well, that's the thing. Now look at our weapons. We have Garrett Wilson. We have Kenyon Sadiq. We have Mason Taylor, because Frank Reich does run 2 tight end sets.
Yeah, it's just
and I had to ask about that. I had to look that up, because I was like, because I like Mason Taylor. I want to see him continue.
Mason Taylor. I like Jeremy Ruckert, but
Ruckert's out the door.
And I love the guy. I kind of hope I would love it if he could fit in at another position or on special teams or something. Like the guy, he's a Jets fan. He's a homegrown guy. But at the same time, we have to take emotion out of this. And the fact is I've said this a million times. I would trade my favorite fucking player on any of my teams immediately. Like, if the devil just pops up in a cloud of sulfur behind me and says, your boy goes to this shit show franchise, but your team fucking wins the title, send him. Fuck him. Out. Bye. So I would really like to see Ruckert. I would love to see Ruckert on special teams. They find a place for him. But if not, look, it's the crest on the front, not the name on the back.
There he is. Dano, I've been talking about you a lot.
Dano, yeah, dude. We're your like fucking hype men over here tonight.
Yeah, man. I've been talking about you all night. Hit the like for the Mike show, Midnight Mike show, MMS. It should be. But that's okay. Or for the M's. For Mike and Maddie. That's probably what he meant. Thank you. I appreciate that, Dano. But yeah, I'm putting you over. I want people to go to check out Dano's shorts. He put a bunch of the reactions out as shorts.
Dano's show's great, by the way. If you're not watching it, it's a lot of fun. Dano, Addison, there's a lot of Jets media where it's just a fun hang, especially if you're like chilling out, you're not doing anything. It's like sports talk radio, just not on the radio.
Brian, channel member, Brees also seems pretty happy, judging from his X feed, that MJ move made his day. We're all happy here. 2 years away, boys. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Now this opens up Garrett. So now you're sitting there with Sadiq and Taylor, Brees out of the backfield, AD Mitchell, Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper Jr., and then Isaiah Williams. I still want him on this team, returning punts or whatever, or being a fifth wide receiver. So our weapons, if Geno sucks, because we still have a decent offensive line. Okay, we are set at tackle. We have Tippmann somewhere in the middle, and then you fill out the other two spots with whoever. If Geno is bad this year, it's because Geno truly sucks.
It's because Geno's bad. It's not because he doesn't have any weapons. So,
yeah, exactly.
I'm actually very excited for football this year. I don't think I'm not expecting playoffs.
No.
But at the same time, I'm excited to watch football. I'm excited to watch football. Like last year, I was like, I'm not excited to even watch football. I'm going to do it. But this year, I'm excited to see the potential. And there will be loads of it.
Let's see here. I'm so cooked. Yeah. Dano, you did like 6 hours today. On like rounds of people who you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, much credit to you. So many beers. Yeah, hell yeah. The Bills have 2 tight ends. Yeah, no, we're gonna have Mason Taylor and Kenyon Sadiq, and I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that. Hey, Beast is in the chat. I'm resting my bones, meaning he's not allowed on this show. I get it. Beast, you don't have to lie.
Your dad told you don't get your $60 allowance this week, so bye.
Let's hope Aaron Glenn doesn't get fired. Maddie's under the assumption he has the next 2 years regardless. I hope he does.
Not necessarily next year, but this year I think he's.
I hope they let him run it through to the end, him and Muji, because
I think this team is safe as houses until next year's draft, and if they fuck that up, I think that they'll get like a 3-game limit, but I think it'll be all
right. Scott Foster told me that Beast stinks. Is that true? I don't know. I've never smelt the man.
I'm never going in that fucking weird fucking porn dungeon that it is that attic.
Quit lying, Beast. We know you're pulling your bone. Okay. And then, so I came in positive on Dano's show saying what we were just talking about. We now have the best tight end on our team, the best tight end that was offered in that draft. The guy's a beast. After watching him yesterday and today, watching highlights of him, This guy is insane. Okay. So, now, once again, we did not necessarily need a tight end, but if he's,
but it strengthens the team.
It does strengthen the team. And I was happy it was a weapon. Like, because regardless, I wanted a wide receiver there. Okay. I wanted Lemon right there. And the fact that we still got a weapon, I was like, okay. And my excitement in a school letter grade at that point was probably a B-. Okay. Then we trade up from 33 to 30 to get the wide receiver out of Indiana, Omar Cooper Jr., and all of a sudden, my first round excitement grade of a B- went to like an A. Yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
It was like all of a sudden, it was like
shot right up.
And I remember saying to Dano and the folks over there, like, what are we going to do about wide receiver 2? We still don't have a wide receiver 2. Couple picks later, we end up moving up to get him. Now, I think he would have been available. Now, here's the thing. I thought he might be available at 33 or Boston. Whatever.
I like that they didn't even risk it.
No, but you know what? You know who was going to take him? The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills were going to take Omar Cooper Jr. Because think about it. That's one thing that Bills fans and Josh Allen and whatever were always complaining about, that he doesn't have targets anymore. He doesn't have people to throw to. Not only am I sure they were going to take Omar Cooper Jr., but as soon as the Jets took him, the Bills traded down because that's who they wanted. And now he wasn't there. So we essentially stole Omar Cooper Jr. from the Buffalo Bills. So was that Muji playing
great.
chess while they're playing checkers?
It fucked a division rival. That's important.
Yeah. I definitely think that's exactly what happened because
that's the important thing.
Because of the Bills trade down. Maddie, you're not in my league and you can't handle life, you flake.
Yes, I know. I'm not a fucking morbidly obese moron who is in his mid-40s with a mohawk, who lives in an attic and probably smells like old baloney and has probably never had sex without money changing hands. So that's all good.
You think women pay him for sex?
No.
Opposite.
I think he pays fat hookers for sex.
Yeah,
and honestly, look, I'm glad you don't call anymore. I'd rather you weren't even in the chat. Fuck off.
No, opposite. That was the Iron Sheik correcting me. Opposite. You're saying he pays women.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Fair enough. Dano says, how is anyone busy with life without a job or a license or
right? Like, come on, man. All you do is sit in a fucking attic and play fucking Super Nintendo games, you chubby mutt.
Oh my God, Dano.
I hate you so much. Beast, I cannot stand you. I want to make this very clear. I think you are a complete waste of space, and you are exactly what everybody hates. You are an eater. You take, I guarantee you get welfare. You are garbage. Please, just exile yourself. Go move to a desert island.
Valerie, our first lady, comes in. I know Valerie's happy Beast isn't here too.
Coop was a good pick. Yeah, she's right.
And we finally have a wide receiver. Anything to annoy Buffalo is just
100%.
So now it's like we got our wide receiver too. AD Mitchell has the ability to be a wide receiver too, but we haven't seen it yet. But is he a wide receiver 3? Absolutely. So now we have 1, 2, 3, and then whoever you want to plug in and play. For number 4. I mean, look.
I just really feel like this team is on an upswing. I feel like they're making good choices. Things are going well. Like, I'm really happy with this draft. I don't have great hopes for next season, and that's okay because let's go. Next draft, holy shit. We are going to draft the best quarterback, I guarantee you, because we will overspend to get him, but that's going to be the missing piece. And then the Jets will stop being a laughingstock, hopefully.
What is this? Andrew says, so we got top 150 prospects with all our picks. I don't understand what that means. Is he saying of the agreed upon top 150 prospects, every pick the Jets took was in that 150? Is that what he's saying? That's possible. I don't know. I haven't seen that stat yet. Beast says, I laugh at the chat because I have a life. The haters have no dick. There you go, Beast. There you go, Beast.
Such a dumb fuck.
Oh, he just owned you, Maddie.
Oh, I know. He goes into all these discords. It's like, I kicked his fucking ass. He's fat and bald. First of all, not bald, fat boy. Second of all, compared to you, I look like fucking Twiggy.
Nate comes in and says, Beast, last time you saw your dick, who was president?
Carter.
He wasn't even alive then. I love the name Chub for Club.
I love that. It's great.
That's funny, but you can't be that serious, right? I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, you know what though? Like, I mean, I remember when the Rangers. This is like 400 years ago. Traded for Jason Mazzotti from the Hartford Whalers. And I was like, Mazzotti's my guy. And I was just like, I'm all in. Sometimes you just pick a dude and you're like, fuck it, I'm all in. So Chub for Club, he's got it.
What about I'm sussy for Nussy, for Nussmeyer?
I like it.
Beast is right. I have no dick. It's lost in his ass. Now that's an insult, but it's also saying that you fuck Beast in the ass. So,
you know what? Sir Luca does what Sir Luca wants, and I will be here for it. I will back him.
I love the Jets. Screw Buffalo. It puts a smile on my face.
100%, dude. The fact that just kind of dicks with their plans, I love it.
Okay, so he says all of our prospects were top 150 consensus, I believe.
100%, yeah. Good call. Good take. I mean, how many people declared, and I don't know the answer to this, how many people declared themselves for the draft this year? It had to have been like 500-600 people.
Well, that's another thing, Maddie. We are going over, like, it doesn't end here. By Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, now there's the free agents.
Yeah, the unrestricted free agents are going to be like unbelievable. And we still don't have a kicker.
They'll find one. That's like the easiest position to plug.
Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know Sir Luca was retarded.
Coming from a fat retarded person, I'm not sure that that's a very reliable narrator.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, so our first pick, number 2 in the first round, David Bailey. We've talked about that.
Love it.
Number 16, Kenyon Sadiq, tight end. Best tight end in the draft. Now the best tight end on the New York Jets team. A beast.
Easily.
Now we have our wide receiver 2, pick number 30 in the first round, Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver, Indiana. Maddie, I only feel like I got you for 15 more minutes, so we will continue to go through this, but I wanted to we talked about a few other things that went on during the draft. Us jumping Buffalo to get Omar Cooper Jr. We talked about how ridiculous it was when it was caught on film of Lemon on the phone with the Steelers being like,
that was funny.
Why is Philly
that's just great fucking
if you haven't seen it, why is Philly calling me? They just jumped him and
they just took you.
Pittsburgh's on the phone.
Hand me that hat.
And then the last thing I want to talk about is, what was your thoughts when Ty Simpson went to the Rams that early? Like, what are they like already kind of like, okay, Matthew Stafford's retiring or we're getting rid of him?
I thought it was a mistake to draft him that early, honestly, but maybe they saw something they liked in him. I really was surprised because, I was talking to my daughter, and we were hanging out and farting around, and we're watching the draft, and I said, okay, well, let me check on this because, you get distracted, you run around, you do other shit, and I was like, oh, let me go see if this happened, and I was like, oh, at 13 or 12, wherever he went, I was like, okay, well.
See, I thought I was under the impression we were going to have to worry about the Jets picking him at 16.
I was very worried about that, but
and then all of a sudden he's gone, and I'm like, oh.
I was like, yes, like it was a sigh of relief. Yeah. Not that I don't like the guy, but I just was like, the Jets are not the place for him. So maybe knowing our luck, he'll be a fucking beast for the fucking Rams. But
did you see? That's another thing. Did you see? Who's the Rams head coach? Why am I blanking on his name? I am so bad with names. I fuck up and miss and switch. Sean McVay?
Yes.
Okay. Dude, if they caught him on camera, like when they picked Ty Simpson, you could see him in like the draft room. He doesn't look happy. And so it makes me think not only was it not his decision, but it's like the Rams if someone was going to take a swing with Ty Simpson, you would think it'd be a team that didn't have Matthew Stafford. Yeah, like a legit proven.
Yeah, I was very surprised, but I just kind of was like, oh, well, like I had no visceral reaction. I was just kind of like, okay, that happened. You know what I mean? It's like when your kid fucking comes in the house and fucking knocks over a vase and breaks it. You're like, well, that happened. Fuck, So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
Chubb for Club comes in, says Ty Simpson would have been an excellent pick for the Jets. Not at 16.
I don't agree.
Yeah, not at 16. If we could have got him at 50 or
if
like
they got him at 33, I would have been like, okay, fine, whatever. But
no, that to me still would have been too early.
I would have been okay at 33. Originally I'm much happier with how things shook out. Don't get me wrong. But if it was like there was no good wideout and they were just like, fuck it, we'll take him at 33, I'd have been like, I'm not thrilled, but I'm not miserable. But I'm actually very happy with the way this shook out.
Slam that like button, folks. And if you want to join in the show, the link is at the top of the comments. It's pinned. So if you want to come in when Maddie's going to be out of here.
If you're not stupid.
Yeah, Maddie's going to be out of here in 10 minutes. So feel free to pop in.
If you don't want to talk to me, This is your opportunity.
I wasn't even necessarily talking about Beast. I was talking about anyone.
You implied it, you bastard.
No, I was talking about anyone who wanted to pop in before I get to the Family Feud and do that tonight. Valerie says Sean McVay is out the door soon. I think there's a problem. He is not happy.
I think she might be right.
It's a possibility. There he is. Scott Foster in the house.
Hit it.
Cheers in the beers. And that means we had a Scott sighting. Thank you for being in here, Scott. I watched you for hours over the past couple days. Drew Allard to the Steelers, that caught me off guard. What now? Why would that catch you off guard? They're going to re-sign Rodgers, but they're going to need someone like when Rodgers is
backup.
Yeah, well, not only do you need a backup, but you need someone for the future. So, what are you going to do? Like Rodgers, do you see?
Let's be honest. I mean, who else? Would you not want to learn from Aaron Rodgers?
Well, not only that, but it's like, how long do we expect Aaron Rodgers to play? Is this his last year? Let's say he plays 2 more years, and then you have Aller sitting there, Penn State quarterback, like learned from Aaron Rodgers for 2 years.
Yeah,
maybe got in a game or two.
You are setting yourself up for success.
And the Steelers' luck is the exact opposite of the Jets' luck. So, Aller's going to turn out to be amazing.
Could be. We'll see.
Jets had an excellent draft, though. Excellent.
Yes, I agree.
Definitely an excellent first round. 100%.
Can we definitely agree that the Jets really had a great first round?
Can we agree that the Jets always suck us in?
Yeah, I mean, next year they're going to win 4 games, and we're all going to feel like assholes.
I keep hearing they're telling Stafford it might be time to go, and McVay doesn't like it. Yeah, why would you? Like that makes no sense to me. The guy can still play. Aaron Rodgers is 50, and he's still hucking that ball around.
Yeah, he still throws it like a boss.
Now, once again, I know he's not 50. He's younger than me, which is weird to think that Aaron Rodgers.
I hate that athletes are younger than me. Like that really.
Well, no, especially an athlete who's been playing for 20 years is younger than me, and he's like considered like the old wily vet.
Yeah, it's.
Like the oldest quarterback in the league is still younger than I.
I hate being old.
I suck at fantasy football.
So do I. God damn.
I don't. Like, I've only played fantasy football like 3 times in my entire life, and I got to the championship game in 2 of them and won one.
My wife won our fantasy football league twice. I've never won it, and we quit playing about 8 years ago. But like, I'm just like, God damn, dude. Every fucking year, she's so much better than me. Bums me out.
Dano armed me out this weekend. Just got up from a nap. Scott, naps are for beasts. Well,
I think that's just passing out.
Stafford is the reigning MVP. Rams don't want an Aaron Rodgers situation, a guy who can never leave. Rodgers left. And the pack, look, has Jordan Love really been like has Jordan Love been an Aaron Rodgers or a Brett Favre?
No.
So once again, it's not like we're like when Aaron Rodgers took over from Brett Favre, you knew you had a guy. It didn't take him long.
Yeah, it was very, very apparent this dude had what it took.
And I'm not saying Jordan Love is bad. I'd love to have Jordan Love instead of Geno Smith.
Yeah, no shit.
So to be fair.
But you know what? Let's all give Geno a little break. He's got an offensive line in front of him. What if he plays like he is a fucking NFL QB? He's got weapons. Let's just root for the guy.
See what he can do. We guys still super chats always cut the line. Give some channel memberships, all that stuff. Mac Muffin became a channel member tonight. We much appreciate that. Scott says, I hate everyone that's younger than me. Well, that's a lot of people.
So do I. Fuck them kids.
That's a lot of people, Scott. Okay, so moving along, this is a position. We definitely needed cornerbacks and safeties. And in the second round, at pick number 50, the New York Jets took D'Angelo Ponce, the cornerback out of Indiana. teammate of Omar Cooper Jr. I like that.
Yeah, there's chemistry.
They already have buddies in the locker room, so I'm good with that. And we needed a cornerback, and we definitely needed a safety. And the safety didn't come till the 7th round at pick 228 with VJ Payne. So it's like, is this guy going to be on the team? Is he going to start? Is he going to be practice squad? Like, well, once you get, I'd say even past, once you get day 3.
Like, I'm sorry, but after the 5th round,
I say day 3, 4th through 7th. It's like, most of these guys are not going to be, they're not going to touch the field once the regular season starts. So it's like, that's why I was confused with the Cade Klubnik pick at pick 110. And it's like, we didn't take a center. We didn't take a guard. I would have much preferred that over a quarterback and waited till what their next pick was 188. I would have waited till 188 and see who was there. I think there's a good chance Klubnik would have been there. Like, I don't know, but it is what it is. Is it true that Pavia got signed to a minivan dealership? Someone's gonna pick him up if he didn't get drafted, which I don't think he did.
Yeah, he's gonna get picked up.
Where did Russ? That's a good question. Where did Russell Wilson go?
I do not know the answer to that.
He's a quarterback who still wants to play, who still potentially could have another good season in him. And I'm not saying the Jets need to sign him, but But what I'm saying is, how has no team that needed a QB or QB2 not picked up Russell Wilson? I don't know.
Holy shit. Have you been looking at the news?
No.
Apparently there was another assassination attempt on the president.
Well, let's figure this out right now. Like, how bad was it? As bad as the first one or the second one?
It says Trump rushed out of White House Correspondents' Dinner after shots fired outside ballroom. Gunman down.
Holy shit.
Yeah, go to NewYorkPost.com.
Well, I'm sure it'll pop up if I just go anywhere, right?
Jesus. We live in crazy times.
That's fucked up shit, man. Like, people are friggin' crazy. And and once again, I hate to do this on a draft show, but I am so sick and tired of people, mostly the left, basically any Republican that gets into office is Hitler, is a Nazi. And that I remember them saying it about Reagan. I remember them saying it about Bush Sr. I remember them saying it about Bush Jr. And now they're saying it about Donald Trump. And it's like, you've made the word mean nothing except to your constituents who actually are dumb enough to believe it. And now these people are out taking shots at people, at our president. I wouldn't want shots taken at Biden, Obama, anyone.
No, I don't want anybody.
Ridiculous.
Anybody fucking attacked that way.
Yeah, there it is. CBS News, Trump's safe after shots fired at White House Correspondents' Dinner. Suspect in custody. Like, that is, and how did he get into the Correspondents' Dinner? Like, that's for media. Like, that should have been high, security off the bat. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, people. Grow the fuck up.
That's, wow. That's crazy.
What's up, Ed? How you doing, buddy? Leave Trump alone. Leave any president alone when it comes to violence like this.
Look,
leave Charlie Kirk alone. I don't want Cenk Uygur shot at from the Young Turks just because he's a lefty. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. Like, I can't stand Mehdi Hassan. I'm not calling for his execution.
No, like, that is absolutely ridiculous. Like, goddamn. Like, people taking shots at the president.
Political violence is unacceptable on any form.
On any level.
It's never going to be all right.
And it pisses me off. It pisses me off that people take hyperbole and bullshit that's fed to them and take it so seriously that they're willing to kill a person who was elected to office. And I don't give a shit if you're a Democrat, Republican. I don't care if you're Charlie Kirk or if you're Rachel Maddow. I don't care who you are. There is no reason that
I don't want anyone killed for stupid nonsense like this.
And now hopefully we can get off of this because our boy Tommy Jets just showed up.
Thank the fucking God. Get it. Tommy, what the fuck, man? You know I got to leave right now.
Oh, shit. Do you really?
What's your fucking problem, man? I thought we were friends.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were leaving. Why are you leaving early?
Saturday nights, I leave at 8 o'clock. My time.
Oh,
I can give a few minutes, though, because I'm happy to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in forever.
yeah, it's been a bit. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Your
Doing
thoughts?
good, man.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry at all. I think there were some reaches. I mean, do you want to go like pick by pick, thought by thought kind of thing, or what do you guys want me to do?
No, I'll break it down with you. I don't know how much. Like I said, I don't know how much longer Maddie has, but I will break down what. Okay, so let's just start first round.
Let's talk Jets picks.
Well, let's start first round. My whole thing, Tommy, was that I was okay with Bailey. I knew it was going to be Reese or Bailey. We all did. And I'm okay with Bailey. The only problem is that one of our biggest things is run stopping. He's not the best. But from everything I've heard, everything I've been told, and everything I know, it's easier to teach a guy to stop a run than be able to teach him to get to the quarterback and use speed, because speed is something you just can't teach. It's it's part of the thing. So I'm okay with the safe pick in Bailey. When it got to Kenyon Sadiq, I was originally annoyed because I wanted a wide receiver. But when I popped onto Dano's show after the 16th pick, I said to him, look, we have to look. And I was trying to be positive. And I said, look, we now have the best tight end in the draft. And we have the best tight end now on our team, even though I'm a big supporter of Mason Taylor. You know, and then I come to find out after doing some research that Frank Reich uses 2 tight end sets. He does do that. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And Mason Taylor's still going to get a bunch of reps and hopefully continue to improve.
Yeah.
So that's where I felt. So I felt like leaving after the 16th pick, and I was, kind of like, okay, I was looking at like a B- draft. That's how I was looking at it. But I was still in the back of my mind pissed off about the whole wide receiver situation because we needed a wide receiver too. We needed it. Then they trade up, and I think that to jump Buffalo, who's probably going to take him, and they take Omar Cooper Jr. Out of Indiana, and at that point, my B-, and I'm just talking about first round, Tommy. My B- rating for the first round jumped to like an A-A. For the first round. So now you tell me your thoughts as each pick came in. Well, I know your thoughts. I know your thoughts after 16 because
we got the text.
Yeah, we got the text.
Yeah, I don't hate the David Bailey pick. I think. What's up, Val? What's up, Brian? I think that the thing is, it all depends on how they're going to use them, right? I know a lot of people wanted Arvo Reese. It just depends. Right now they say he's more like a McDonald in terms of edge rusher, David Bailey. That's kind of true. I think he's going to have to play a lot more snaps than McDonald did in McDonald's rookie year. I think you have to. I mean, if you draft him that early, he doesn't really get the privilege of sitting behind and, being a rotational guy like we saw with Will McDonald. He has to be able to set the edge, which he can do. Like, he is a great pass rusher. They saw him at Stanford. That there's a couple coaches on the team that saw him at Stanford. They thought he did good. I like him. I probably would have went Reese just because if Reese doesn't work out as an edge rusher, there's some chance he's easier to move out of will linebacker position than David Bailey. Obviously, Bailey's not really suited for that. So I'm not. I don't hate it. And they need a pass rusher. They need a guy who can consistently get there, especially with how many good quarterbacks are in the conference, in the division rather, and conference. Not bad. The Kenyon Sadiq one, I like him. I do like the player. I like him a lot. It's interesting. I don't know if Frank Reich is going to go double tight ends like he did when he was with Philly, because they used Brent Selleck and I'm going to blank on the other guy, Zach Ertz. Maybe they do. I mean, if there's a team that he's going to do it for, it'd be the Jets, right? They have They have oh my god, I'm so bad. Mason Taylor.
Yeah.
So like they have 2 young guys that are really good guys that can do that. So I'm fine with that. After sleeping on it, Omar
And
Cooper.
what do you think happens to Ruckert? He just signed.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, and
Yeah.
it's crazy because his dad was hyping up the Jets before the draft too. So, and he's
Yep.
a Jets guy, like he's always been a Jets fan. So I'm gonna root for him if he's the tight end 3 in jumbo packages. That's cool. I like Ruckert; he's a good kid. He's just not out there at their level, which is okay. Everybody's got a part to play. Omar Cooper, I like him, but I have worries when it comes to him because Elijah Surratt from James Madison came to Indiana. And he basically made Omar Cooper like not a thing last year. And then this past year, Omar Cooper finally broke out because they had to move him into the slot because Elijah Surratt ended up being the number 1 guy. I don't have much confidence in. I mean, it shows he can play inside out, I guess. But for him to break out to have another guy have to switch an entirely different position for another guy to kind of feed in that offense, I don't want to say I'm not thrilled because I like him.
Is he better than AD Mitchell?
I don't know. AD Mitchell as a prospect was great. Him in the NFL, different story.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm going by what AD Mitchell has not reached his potential.
Yeah.
If he gets to that potential, awesome. Like that's just good news for the Jets. But to bring in Omar Cooper really does solidify that we now have a wide receiver 2 or AD Mitchell. We have a wide receiver 2-3 that can at least help out Garrett. And now once again, Sadiq is another target that people have to worry about because even our boy Abe said that Kenyon Sadiq is basically a wide receiver in a tight end's body.
Yeah, he runs. He's quick, man.
Yeah.
It just if you get Kyle, it just depends. Like if you get early Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts was a guy who was super athletic and doing all that stuff too. He didn't really pan out in Atlanta until this past year. I think he finally had a good season. Injuries also play a part in that too. So I'm always hesitant, but Sadiq's film is also good too, like Pitts was when he was in college. It all just depends on how Frank Reich uses them. That's the most important thing. And I think Frank Reich being the offensive coordinator instead of having to be a head coach, I think that's going to do them like a lot of favors, because he's a great, say what you want about him as a head coach. He kind of failed in Indy, whatever. But like as an offensive coordinator, that guy is a genius. I've talked to him a bunch of times. Like he's a good guy. He's genuinely a good guy. So I think that the decisions make sense if he played a role in it. And I don't want to say like I know it might sound like I'm like crapping on them, but trust me, I'm not trying to because I do like all these kids. You know what I mean? Omar Cooper's a good possession guy. I get a little worried about his separation because he does have a lot of contested catches, which usually doesn't translate to the NFL. But he also has certain yak or rack, whatever you guys call them now, capabilities that kind of at a different level of of talent, I guess. It's something that the Jets need, right? So I'm not upset with the pick. Mekhi Lemon could have been a great one too. Like you just talked about. There's other guys that in the later rounds I would have personally loved to get like a Skylar Bell kind of guy, but I don't know if he fits the Jets offense. Elijah Surratt, who I did mention, who kind of made Amari Cooper the number 2 guy there. I would have really liked him probably as a compliment instead. They could have got him a lot later, but I'm not like I'd give it like a B minus. I'd give it like a B minus. It just I gotta see. I hate doing grades right after first round. Yeah, first round.
See, I would just
I am sorry
A
to say
minus.
this, but I gotta go.
That's all right, Maddie. Thank you for
Maddie.
being here. I
love you
appreciate
boys.
it.
Tommy, I miss you, man. Like
I
we
know.
don't get to fucking talk shit. But I just hope everybody has a good week. I will talk to you guys Monday.
I got to get in the Discord. I forgot you guys have a Discord, right?
We do.
I don't know what Discord is, but either way, Tommy, great to see you. I'm sorry, guys.
Maddie, do you have time to do it? You can sign off, but do you have time to just drop that Discord link in the?
I don't have it pulled up, dude. Like,
just do it.
You go fucking do it. It's your
I don't even know.
Discord.
I don't even know how to do it. Just do it.
Create invite, copy link. I'm out.
I don't know how to do it. Just do it, Maddie.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Please. I'll unleash the beast on you.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. He's not here. Don't worry. Don't worry, Maddie. He's not here.
I'm not worried.
I think Tommy missed the whole Beast arc on this show.
I saw. Is that the guy who lived in the attic?
Yes.
Okay, I've seen it one or two times.
Guys, if you want to join the Discord, it's not something you have to pay for or anything like that. Maddie just dropped it in there. Please head over and join. All right, Maddie.
Tommy,
thank you.
Good to see you, bud. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, later, Maddie. Be safe, bro.
Okay, so where were we in the draft? So the first round, honestly, look, I agree with who is it? Grinch earlier said Sadiq over Lemon is crazy. I don't know. Like, once again, for a team that needed a tight end and needed a wide receiver, fine. That's fine. But I would have much rather had Lemon at 16 than the situation we ended up with. Because Lemon was clearly a wide receiver, that could have been plugged in across from Garrett. But we still ended up getting a receiver. That's my point. Is like I wanted an edge or a linebacker at number 2, period. And then I wanted a wide receiver, but a weapon at 16, like what do they call him? Like we haven't been, what kind of pick is that when you get a positional player like a wide receiver, a quarterback, a running back, things like that? The word is on the edge of my tongue, but over the past couple of years, our first round picks have not been like sexy. They've been offensive linemen, and things like that. Things we need, and I'm happy we have Memu. I'm happy we have Fashanu. I'm happy we have these guys, but they're not sexy picks. And so I wanted a weapon, and not only did we get a weapon, but we got another weapon, 2 weapons in the first round. That's why I'm happy.
Yeah, there's stuff to be excited about, man. I think what also played a factor too is I don't think the Jets expected Carnell Tate to go as high as he did. I think that was probably going to be what they were hoping for, and maybe trade up from 16. And then they ended up doing that anyway at the end of the first round. So I think some stuff, and I know they picked Sadiq because somebody else was going to trade up for him. So I'm not too surprised.
Did you see that it seems like the Bills were going to take Omar Cooper?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so they were going to take Omar Cooper. The Jets jumped above him, took him, and they all of a sudden then trade down.
Yeah, I think they ended up taking Skylar Bell, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, and then I think Miami did it to us when they took Rodriguez, and then we had like the next pick, and we immediately traded down. I think we were going to take Rodriguez.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, and so we did it to someone in the division, and then someone in the division did it to us. So that's just the draft, folks. Chubb for Club. This guy loves Cade Klubnik, by the way, Tommy. Lemon is a weirdo and is overrated, in my opinion. Glad we didn't draft him. Your thoughts?
He is a weirdo. But I mean, having the luxury of talking to a lot of kids in college football, there was a lot of those. But there are also a lot of good kids there. Most of them are still kids. You know what I mean? Like, everyone grows up in their own different environment. He's got some quirks to him for sure. But hey, man, whatever. Did you see the thing with Micah Parsons and Mekhi Lemon? Well, no. I think Lemon got taken by the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
And Micah Parsons was like talking junk to the Eagles about the Eagles franchise. Like, dude, you don't even play for the Cowboys anymore. You just like ruined the kid's draft moment in interview. It was crazy.
No, well, that's funny. I need to ask you something else, but Colin came in, clearly a Dolphins fan. Hey, man, we love people. You come in, talk shit, all that stuff. We love people coming in and messing with us and telling us how shitty the Jets are. I mean, we know. We're well aware of that. But regardless,
I loved Miami's draft other than their first pick.
Well, let me ask you something. Speaking, because we were talking about who were we talking about? Lemon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we were talking about Lemon. Did you see that they caught that whole thing on camera where he's on the phone with the Pittsburgh Steelers and they're saying, okay, we're drafting you next. You're going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. And then he looks up and goes, why is Philly calling me? And his agent or whoever had to come over and be like, no, the Eagles just jumped. They're calling you because they drafted you. And I was like, what a great draft moment. Like, that's so crazy. Cool. Like, I thought, I mean, you saw that?
I did see that. Yeah, there's some interest. There was some good draft moments, man. I can't even deny. Even today, there was some good stuff. Did you see the? I don't know if you saw the Eli Heidenreich, the running back from Navy. He's from Pittsburgh. He got drafted in Pittsburgh by Pittsburgh, and he's a Pittsburgh fan. So that was great. And then they had Landon Robinson, the other Navy defensive tackle. I love him. They're two great kids, by the way. And he was taken with the Pat Tillman pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. So there was some cool stories today too.
Very cool. I have a few actually actually at least one more non-Jets question for you. But do you think overall, and once again, you don't want to grade yet, that's fine. But are we looking at this draft as a C plus? You think it's that? I don't think it's that low. I think
I have it. I have it like C plus B minus. Yeah.
Really? No, well,
yeah.
I would say at the least B minus. Now that's when you consider the whole draft.
One. Yeah.
Because a lot of things I was questioning, like I wanted a center and an offensive lineman. We didn't get an O lineman until pick what? A guard in the 6th round at 188. Yet we drafted Klubnik at 110.
Yeah. I mean, I love. Okay, so I guess where we talk first round, second round, D'Angelo Pons. I love that pick. I mean, scrappy kid. He's Aaron Glenn-esque. Like he's a short cornerback. He's probably going to play slot. I'd be shocked if he doesn't play slot. He's really good. I do like him a lot. And then who was the next pick after him? Was that the Klubnik? No, Darrell Jackson.
Well, it was D'Angelo Pons at 50, and then at 103, Darnell Jackson, and then at 110, Cade. Yeah.
Jackson. He's a run stuffing defensive tackle. He's got a good power move. I was at the Shrine Bowl. I saw him at the Shrine Bowl. I have some videos on him if anybody wants to see them at my that's right there. Just Google the name or search the name. But he's got a good bull rush move. He's kind of one dimensional in that aspect though, but I don't, he's a talented kid. I don't hate that one at all. There's some other guys I would have gotten, but he's fine. I don't hate the Klubnik pick in and of itself. I hate the process behind that because they drafted him and they moved up to draft him, got rid of and no quarterbacks were taken after that. So
it's kind of like they played themselves. Picks. It was like 50-something picks before another quarterback was taken. So not only did they not have to move up because they drafted him at 110, and I think they were drafting a couple picks later or something to that effect. But regardless, they didn't need to move up to take him. But also, I was fine with a quarterback being taken in a late round, but not if you didn't get a guard or a center or a cornerback or a safety. Like, do you know how many cornerbacks, safeties, guards, and centers that were great were available at that Klubnik pick?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
That's my problem with it.
I'm going to get to that too because I think actually the next pick in the draft was the 6th round because they traded, lost that other 4, and then they've got the Miami guard, and then right after that, I'm pretty sure it was the Bengals. I'd have to double check, but they got Brian Parker from Duke. He was an offensive tackle that shifts inside during, the little undersized guy, but he was like an elite offensive tackle for Duke. And they, he moved inside and he got picked right after him. And instead they kind of picked a mediocre guy from I don't want to say mediocre because he's a good kid, but a player that I wouldn't have taken. I'll just say that.
So they took a player from a higher caliber or a higher whatever school in like Miami, as opposed to getting the better player from Duke.
Yeah. Because this is the thing, like this kid Brian Parker was elite offensive tackle, and then he moves inside, right? That's a guy that can play throughout your offensive line. You get him in the 6th round, and he was elite at that. He was elite in college. Like he was just amazing. And you just let him go for somebody who's not of that caliber, maybe because a guy like don't get, there's some favors that always go on. But I just don't like the process there for that pick either. And then the final pick was VJ Payne, 7th round pick.
Yeah. Our first safety picked when we could have gotten a safety in the 4th.
Yeah. I can't when it comes to the 7th round, it's a dart throw. I don't hate it, but there's other guys who would have taken, but they waited so long to finally pick a safety. I guess they kind of had to. Plus it probably makes I'm gonna blank on the kid's name. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names, dude. I apologize.
Dude, I'm
The
the
one
same way.
safety we have,
Dude, the
now.
other night on Dano's show, I was trying to think of Frank Reich's name, and I ended up saying Harbaugh because the Giants were on my mind. So, it's like, dude, it happens to me all the time. Where like my brain is so mixed up. Where like I don't know, maybe I've been hitting the head too many times. I have no idea, or maybe I've smoked or drank too much in my life in my earlier days. I don't know, but the point is, I'm with you, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I probably have a combination of that. Oh, the joke is the Jets don't need another lemon.
There you go. Right?
Yeah,
Now he has it.
that's fair, I guess, right?
Now, do you agree with Rusty Spooner? He says the draft was a failure. Only good pick was
No, that's way too harsh. It's
Yeah,
not a failure. Here's the thing. Even when I'm harsh with some of the picks, just because I think a certain way too, like I don't know. I know as much as the next guy. You know what I mean? I just happen to know a little bit more about the prospects themselves, but like in terms of how they're going to produce at the NFL, nobody knows. So I like to wait a year or 2 years before I really like determine if the draft is bad because you just never know, man.
Just said fins up. Well, I assume who would say fins up if you're not a Dolphins fan, and it's okay if you are. I'm sorry that you haven't made the playoffs since the Twin Towers or won a playoff game since the Twin Towers have been up or have been down. I'm sorry about that. My apologies. I'm sorry you have the gayest uniforms in the entirety of professional sports. It is what it is. And see, that's what we do here. That's what we see what I just did. That's what we do here, Colin. But he says, love the Jets draft outside of Bailey. Pons was my favorite cornerback in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, Pons was great, man.
The only problem, though, with Pons is that he is on the smaller
He's
side.
tiny. Yeah, he's like 5'8".
Once again, our head coach was also a small corner and was a Pro Bowler. And I'm not the first person to say it. A million people have said it. So let's give the kid a chance if you're going to sit there. And now, once again, obviously he's cool with not you, Colin, but I'm going to give him a shot because we are not, as Jets fans who have been watching for forever, we're not foreign to a small corner who kicks ass. So
yeah, that's true.
That's one thing the Jets have given us. Preston says, I'm a Steelers fan, and I will be salty for a while because of the jump up to Lemon. The Steelers, man, like I feel bad. They were in Pittsburgh, and then they got jumped for Lemon, and then they ended up picking an offensive lineman as their first.
It seems like they didn't know what they were doing there.
Yeah,
that's what the rumor is.
Like the Steelers fans just were like, they ended up picking a wide receiver later in the draft, I believe.
They did. I can't remember his name.
But and the crowd got a little up, but it was at that point, it was the second or third round or something like that. And it was just like,
yeah, this is the thing, man. They did get one guy. They got one of my favorite players in the draft, the Eli Hyde and Wright kid that I mentioned before. Like that kid is legit. I mean, I love him. He's Christian McCaffrey-esque, and I know that's like super heavy praise, but they tested incredibly similarly. They play in an incredibly similar style. I mean, I've talked to the kid a million times, and I've seen him play. Look up his film. He's great. If you're a Pittsburgh fan and you're upset with the draft, that's one kid. He's not only a feel-good story, but like he has the potential to be like the steal of the draft.
Rusty Spooner said grades are drafted F-. Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't take that seriously.
Give me a break. If he was an elite wide receiver prospects, the Rams or Jets would have drafted him. Who are we talking about? I must have missed something. That's okay. But let me ask. Okay, let me talk about this because this is coming up again. Tommy, the Rams drafting Ty Simpson. Your thoughts?
I don't hate it. I think Simpson. Okay, so this is a take that some people don't like, but I think Simpson should have stayed another year. I don't think he should have got out early, but with the way that the quarterbacks were and Dante Moore going back to school, he obviously had the opportunity to go in the first round. And I mean, you don't want to be Drew Aller, right? Where you have an opportunity to get a high draft stock, you go back to school and then you get injured and you ruin that opportunity. So I understand why he did that. I don't hate it for the Rams.
Do you know the difference between, and I know it's different and I know I should know this, but do you know the difference in pay from a first rounder to a second rounder?
I don't. I know that the team has more control because they get the 5th-year option, obviously. But it's like tiered, layered in the first, and I think the second round is a little bit more standard across the board. If I'm
Yeah,
not
and like
mistaken.
so Ty Simpson going in this draft
Less guaranteed money. Like he got way more guaranteed money. Yeah.
correct. So like Ty Simpson did the smart thing business wise.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah.
if you would have waited until next year, then you have that huge crop of quarterbacks.
Yeah. Plus you're dealing with like Arch Man. Like I love Fernando Mendoza. You guys have heard me say that before, but like Arch Manning's Arch Manning. Like you're not getting past Arch Manning. So then you'd automatically be QB2, and then there's a lot of other good guys in there too. Dante Moore, who went back to school. There's just a lot of good kids that are coming out. So yeah, he made the smart move. I think it kind of like it kind of mirrors the situation that Green Bay did with Aaron Rodgers, right? We're a team that has championship potential. I don't know if the Rams are still there, that aging roster a little bit, but if they have to win a Super Bowl with that kid, if they develop him, otherwise you kind of ruin that window. I personally don't think they're still in that window. I think they're kind of reaching that peak. I think Matthew Stafford's obviously a little older now. And I don't know how I feel about the rest of that team, but
he won the MVP.
I do know. I know, but still, that's drop off,
No, but that's the thing though. You're looking at like Matthew Stafford, and did you see like the I think it was a shot of the Rams draft room, and McVay was not happy. Like he was not happy that it did not seem that he was happy that they drafted Ty Simpson.
Oh yeah, he was probably pissed.
And it's just like why would you when you have a team that's still in contention, a playoff team with an MVP quarterback, why wouldn't you go get him another weapon? Why wouldn't you go get him find your worst offensive lineman and get a new offense? I just don't get it.
Yeah, well, that's why I said it like mirrors the Packers situation when they had Rodgers and they drafted Jordan Love. Like no matter what anybody says, right? Like Jordan Love has to win a Super Bowl, otherwise you basically ruin that Super Bowl window, right? So it's the same with the Rams. You know what I mean? Like if that kid doesn't eventually take them to a Super Bowl, that is a bust of a pick for them specifically. Because otherwise, like you're wasting opportunity now while that window is short. Matthew Stafford is getting a lot older. I mean, he just won MVP, but he's in his mid-late 30s. Like he's getting past that, getting to that point where he's not going to be able to play at that level for much longer. And he's a guy who has played through, like he's a Iron Man when it comes to injuries. He's not going to be that forever anymore, So it mirrors the Packers situation so crazily that I feel bad for Rams fans, but I feel bad for McVay too. That he didn't talk to the guy. He normally doesn't talk to picks, but he didn't talk to him. And then I don't even think Matthew Stafford reached out. I think it was Stafford's wife who reached out to Ty Simpson. Oh yeah, yep. It was weird. The whole thing was weird. Yeah.
Hi Ty, this is Matthew Stafford's wife. I just wanted to say welcome to the Rams. Like what?
Basically, yeah.
What? Club for Chubb says this is an A draft. We got incredible value in all rounds. Besides the Klubnik pick, but he is a quarterback. Also, Klubnik was a projected top 10 pick going in. I mentioned that earlier. If you went back to the beginning of last college football season, Cade Klubnik was picked. It was like people were touting him. Like people were thinking that he was going to be going into this draft being one of the top quarterback prospects, and then he had a bad year at Clemson. And it wasn't even, once again, from what I'm seeing, it wasn't even him. It wasn't a great team. But if you go back to the year before that, he threw like 36 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. So it's, who knows? But once again, instead of 110, why not have him? Why not try to pick him up at 188?
That's my biggest gripe. Like I don't hate Klubnik at all. I think he's a good leader. He was at the Shrine Bowl too. Great leader. I got to see him play a lot. He's a good guy. I don't know if he's a starter. I don't think he's ever going to be a starter. Maybe a spot starter kind of person, but he'd be a good backup. Like he's good with install, like offensive install, teaching guys what they have to do. So he'll be great from that end. Like he's a guy who, if he doesn't, pan out as a backup, like he's probably going to be a coach somewhere. Like he's a very smart kid. Just don't know if he has enough tools at the NFL level to get it done.
Grinch says could have had Reese and Lemon, but since the staff is on the hot seat, they went with the safe route. Your thoughts, Tommy?
I don't necessarily disagree. I think that there's one problem with Aaron Glenn's coaching staff that I have, and as that I don't think they want to be patient enough to develop some of the kids. So I think that's why they're taking prospects that are more less time that they have to, I guess, coach stuff, if that makes sense. A
Yeah.
lot of guys that, they're guys that you put in the position to play, they're already going to understand what they have to do. I mentioned how smart Klubnik is. That's kind of a theme with some of the guys that they're drafting. They're very good at installs. They know what they're doing with their roles, and they don't have to do as much coaching. Because I think, we've talked about Glenn's Glenn's seat, whether it's going to be hot this year or whatever, because of this past year. And while, obviously he wasn't going to get fired after year one, I think that he has to perform well this year, even though he's kind of in a weird transition session. You know what I mean? But there has to be some type of improvement from last year. And the best way to do that in the short term is to get guys that he doesn't necessarily have to coach and develop. And I think we saw some of that happen with some of the picks in this draft, and some of the UDFAs too, which we can talk about those after.
I haven't seen one. And I said to Maddie, I said, from today till like Tuesday, we're going to sign like 50 million undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
So did we draft it? Did we sign a kicker?
Yeah, we signed Will Farron from BYU, and we also signed a long snapper from BYU, Garrison Grimes. He's pretty good, good long snapper. We signed Colin Lacey from Louisville, wide receiver. I like that signing a lot, actually. Kendrick Blackshear, linebacker from UTSA. I like him too. Chip Tranum from Toledo. He's a really good running back. I think he was also at the Shrine Bowl. We signed another BYU guy this time, cornerback Maury Bamba. Don't know much about him personally, but he runs a 4.27 40. So he's a fast guy, probably special teams. Nathan Voorhees, an edge out of Ball State. He actually grew up a Jets fan, so that's always cool to see. DT Sheffield from Rutgers. I like him a lot too. He blew up this year with Ethan Kaliak-Manis this past season, with the offense kind of operating a lot more. And then the most recent one that's on Gangrene Nation's tracker is Sam Scott, running back from Wyoming. Don't know much about him personally, but they could always use some depth there.
What was the kicker? Was the BYU you said kicker?
Yeah, BYU kicker. Yeah.
Okay. I'll check it out when we get off the air. Just do we have any stats on him?
Will Farron. Not that I can see. I can Google it real quick.
I'd like to know his field goal percentage and his past 50 percentage.
Oh yeah, let me check.
I guess kickers just don't get drafted.
They don't anymore, man. Even punters, Jack Stonehouse, elite punter. He ended up getting picked up UDFA from the Houston Texans, which I really liked what they did too. I think Houston did a really good job.
Rusty Spooner says club shit is garbage 100%. Why the fuck didn't we get a center, Connor Liu? This draft was a failure. Only good pick was Pons. And then on the other end, Jay's Kill says Jets had a top 5 draft, if not the best. I mean, to be fair, a lot of like the talking heads on TV have. I hear the Jets when they talk about who had the best draft. The Jets are usually in there in the conversation. So yeah. I mean, I don't know. Once again, like Tommy said, this is all a thing that you're not going to know for a couple years, actually.
Yeah,
and there it is. Have you hit the like button, folks? It's free. Thank you, Dano. But go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking up that Will Farron right now. This past year at BYU, he had a 76.7 percentage, made all of his field goals under 30, under 40. When he got to 40 to 49, he was 2 for 7, but he was 4 for 6 at 50 plus. So tell me how that makes sense.
That doesn't make sense, and it just means he's not a great kicker.
Yeah.
Like, I could make them all under 30. Like, come on. Like, I don't give a shit. What the kind of stat is that? All I want to know is the 40, the 50, or 60 plus.
Let's see.
Like, that's the NFL today.
So in 2024, he was better. He had an 88.9, 3 of 3 under 30, 11 of 12 under 40, 6 of 7 from 40 to 49, and then from 50 plus, he went 4 for 5. So not terrible. Maybe a down year, but I don't know. There's a bunch of other kids. I personally would have probably taken the kid from Delaware. I think he's good. But UDFA, I don't know. I can't hate too much UDFA guys. I just gotta hope that the Jets scouting staff does what they're supposed to do. But with each team, it's so different, man. That's one of the things I got to learn this past year is like sitting in the press boxes for these games. Like I get to see a lot of scouts come in, and I get to talk to them about like what the processes are, and just some of the stuff for some of the teams are so bizarre. Like some of them will send scouts and the scouts will only look for like the size of a player and certain intangibles that nobody would even pay attention to. And but that's what the GM or the coach or whoever is designating that wants them there for. So it's just some of the stuff is bizarre. So it's interesting to see how those practices pan out after they pick these guys.
Real quick, I just want to tell everybody, obviously we knew this would happen when Jets stuff goes through the roof. And obviously the final day of the draft and being able to talk about it is going to do this, but we are not going to have time. I'm looking at the clock at 1:36. We're not going to have time to do the Family Feud tonight, folks. I know you guys look forward to that on a Saturday night, and it will be back next Saturday night, but Metz has been waiting, and I'd like to bring him in to talk about his thoughts on the Giants. And Tommy, when I always heard the Jets coming up in conversation as having one of the better drafts of the league, I also always heard the Giants. So I want to get your thoughts on that, but let's bring in Metz for a minute and see what he has to say. Metz 2128 in the house. What are you thinking about the Giants? We all thought Arvell Reese was going to the Jets. He ends up on the Giants. Your thoughts?
Kind of expected. I mean, Giants, I think we're going to try to draft Jeremiah Love, but when he fell Arizona, Arvell Reese was the fallback option.
But are you happy with Arvell?
I'm fine with it. Some of the other choices kind of puzzling or kind of questioning. And if there was one other team whose decision bugged I questioned, it was Cleveland going with another quarterback in the 6th round. Do they really need that many quarterbacks? It's bad enough you got Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and Deshaun Watson. Did you need to get a 4th one?
Who did they pick up? What round was it?
6th.
Taylor Green. He's more of a gadget guy though.
Okay, well there you go. Well, Tommy, what did you think of the Giants draft?
I love Arvell Reese. I mean, we just talked about him. Francis Mauigoa. I mean, I think Francis Mauigoa is fantastic. He's one of the best offensive linemen in the class. Love him. Colton Hood from Tennessee. Really big fan of him as well. Malachi Fields isn't terrible, but a little surprised it took him in the 3rd round. Bobby Jamison Travis. I got to talk to him. He's a great kid. Good interior defensive lineman. He's a nose tackle. He does a great job stopping the run. He could work a little bit better in his pass rushing, but that's what he told me he's doing that already. JC Davis, the offensive lineman in the 6th round. Same issue with the Jets. There's other guys that probably would have took there. And then Jack Kelly, linebacker at BYU. I don't hate it because he wasn't terrible. But 6th round, I mean, it was a back-to-back pick, if I'm not mistaken. So they obviously had 2 guys that they wanted to grab before the end of the draft. Mm-hmm. So it's that's who they wanted. I think it's a good draft. I don't really hate it. I'd probably give it around the same as the Jets, to be honest. At least initially.
Me, I think the Giants should have traded with the Bengals. They should have traded up, and if they wanted if they wanted the best tackle in the draft, they should have gone after Spencer Fano.
Yeah, I love Spencer Fano too. Yeah.
Dano says, I'm never prepared for Met's stoic baritone Barry White-esque voice. And Bill's Mafia are both gay and trans, apparently, according to Rashad. Mets, do you think he's talking about the Mets? Do you think we can win 50 games this year?
Possibly, but it depends on if we can get rid of Mendoza. I already heard scuttlebutt that Alex Cora got the can from the Red Sox.
Yeah, but the Mets did break their losing streak, didn't they?
Yes, and then they started a new one after winning the series over Minnesota. Couldn't get anything done against Colorado Friday night, and today's game got washed out.
Wait, what is the Mets record?
9-17.
Dude, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh.
They lost like 12 or 13 games in a row. 12.
Oh man,
it's been brutal, but there is a silver lining, though, for Mets fans.
Yeah,
who are
so is back, but Lindor's out with the same injury.
Well, this doesn't help you, Mets, but Speaking it into existence, BetMGM, the last time the Mets lost 12 straight games, 2002, the Jets won the AFC East.
But that was the first year
I
of
saw
the
that.
division realignment.
Mets, it's just fun, buddy. It's just fun. It's the same reason. I don't know if you've heard either of you, Mets probably has, but Tommy, I don't know if you've heard my moon theory.
No.
Are you ready for this, man?
Yeah.
The last time the last time the Jets won the Super Bowl was the first year that man stepped foot on the moon.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
In 2028, we're sending 2 Artemis missions to the moon to step foot on the moon. And every Jets fan over the past year or so, because of the draft picks and all that, are all looking forward to that like 2028 season, 2027, 2028 season, where the New York Jets should be coming into their own with their new quarterback and all that. And I think that we should all be looking at that because boots on the ground on the moon mean Jets Super Bowl. So look, buddy, I'm just telling you, we in 2027, next year's draft, we draft our quarterback. He gets his first year in 2027 to like get his groove on with the players, everybody that we've drafted and built this team on and whatever. And then 2028, buddy, we're going to the Super Bowl. As long as those boots go on the moon. If that fucks up, then we might have to wait longer. But that's my theory. So I don't know. It doesn't. None of this helps Mets in any way. But the Mets have been absolutely terrible. As a matter of fact, since I have you in here, a Yankee fan, can I bring up something that's pissed me off now about the Yankees, even though they're playing decent?
And they've won 8 in a row.
Yeah, I'm not upset about that. I'm upset about this. Yankees player pitch higher-ups on first alternate road jerseys in club history. It was approved by the MLB, and the Yankees are now allowed to wear those navy blue with silver writing batting. It was basically their spring training or batting practice jerseys as alternate road jerseys. I'm sorry, Tommy's younger than me, so he may be okay with this, but I am so tired of traditions being destroyed.
Hey, I hate it too.
Thanks, Mets. I'm glad I have your support on the Yankees road jerseys. But I'm okay. You know how this year or last year they changed the road jerseys not to have the white outline, and it just says New York in navy on gray.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. Like that's fine. But what are your thoughts on them wearing navy blue with silver writing?
I'm a traditionalist too, man. Like there's got to be some type of tradition to hang your hat on. They already knocked down the old stadium. I'm still upset about that. I hate the new stadium.
Yeah, I agree there.
I hate it.
And the first time, and when I saw that Yankee or the Nike logo on the front of their jersey, put it on the fucking sleeve. Why is it on the front of the jersey? The only thing on the front of a Yankee jersey should be the NY. That's it. With the pinstripes. That's it. And then when they added I thought the Yankees held out longer than most teams on adding a sponsor patch on their jersey, but I don't want that fucking either. Like, what the fuck? The Yankees don't need that. They're the Yankees. They shit money. Like, you go to any country in the fucking world and you will find somebody with a Yankee shirt or a Yankee hat, whether they are a fan of the team or not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. I don't mind it being sold as merch, but as a jersey, man,
sell whatever merch you want.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you there. But let's see what else we got here. The mayor of New York cursed the Mets. Your thoughts, Mets?
Oh, that one, hugging Mr. and Mrs. Met.
Yeah, and they went on a 12-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Did you see what's his name? What's the degenerate gambler who just got back on the Fan? Oh, Craig Carton. When Craig Carton actually, to help the Mets, had the Hawk Tua girl come onto the show to do her Hawk Tua thing, because I guess after she threw out the first pitch at the Mets game last year, they went on like a winning streak. So he brought her on to break the losing streak.
That didn't work.
No,
Someone even paid Danhausen to try to uncurse the Mets, and that didn't work.
Yeah, the Mets are having a problem this year. Rusty.
And
he's talking.
Ball managing.
Oh, okay. You guys are fighting with Beast in the chat. That's okay. That's okay.
Shocker.
And heck, even Danhausen cursed Stephen A. Smith.
Scott, that's mean.
Scott, you are cursed.
Yeah, you know what he's you know what he is, Mets? He's just a troll.
Come out, troll. Come out and die.
That's you, Scott. That's you, Scott. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna ask Tommy. We got okay. Did we talk about Pons? Your thoughts on the cornerback out of it? Here's what I like. Here's what I like about him. Even we have a lot of people putting him over in the chat. But what I like about him is him and Omar Cooper Jr. are teammates. Oh, did someone just yell to you?
Yeah, it's my daughter.
But I like that they both went to the same school and they're going to have friends in the locker room. That's the one thing I can say I like about it.
Yeah, I'm a huge Pons guy too. I mean, I love him. He's one of my favorite cornerbacks in the draft. Him, Chris Johnson, Tre'Don Stukes. He's more of a safety. But those three were like the guys that I wanted one of those three, and we ended up getting one. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
Before I came on, I was actually watching the Cubs take on the Dodgers tonight.
Oh, there you go. Bigger disappointment this month. The Mets or the Knicks? Mets, take that one.
Mets, duh.
You really? Aren't the Knicks down 2-1?
They just tied it up tonight.
Oh, okay. That's good. Fair enough. That was, believe me, my fourth favorite major sport was not on my radar today, getting ready to talk about the Jets draft. So it definitely wasn't even okay.
And
so you're right.
Trump got shot at again.
Yes, we talked about that earlier. Maddie broke that news on the show. Eli, how about the draft, fellas? Absolutely hit it out of the park. Well, that's what some people are saying. And then you have like Rusty Spooner calling it an F-. Me and Tommy have kind of put it more in the middle. I've said like B-. He said C+. But once again, as Tommy has said, and he's right, you can't really judge a draft till you start seeing guys start to play and seeing what they can do. And Dano, I love you. Hit that like button, folks. Show your support for the show if you have not. So out of our last four picks, we had the 103, 110, 188, and 228. We had Darnell Jackson Jr., the defensive tackle out of Florida State. We had Cade Klubnik, quarterback, Clemson. We had Inez Cooper, the guard out of Miami, and we had VJ Payne, safety out of Kansas State. Tommy, which one of these guys do you know the most about, and you could give us anything about them?
Most about it would probably be Darrell Jackson Jr. because I did get to see him quite a bit. I talked about him a little bit. He's more of like a run stuffing guy. He's got a great bull rush. He attacks. He's got a good motor for a bigger guy. He's got to work on his pass rushing techniques, but there's some stuff there. And Cade Klubnik, like I talked about him earlier, he's just a smart guy. He really is. He's going to be, whether or not he becomes a starter, I don't expect him to, but he's going to be a good backup that's going to be able to help any new guy throughout, like learn the system, which I think is why they drafted him. They want a guy who knows the system because we're all assuming they're taking a quarterback next year, right? Or getting somebody. So it's just a matter of having somebody in place that knows the system who, if he has to spot start or if the starter gets hurt, he can come in and he can, hold the ship because he knows the system and knows what to do. He's not a terrible quarterback. I just don't think he has high upside. I think his upside is spot starter, but he'll be a good backup.
So you think he could potentially, in a year or two, we could see our quarterback room being who we draft next year, backup Cade Klubnik?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I can see that easily.
Okay, well, that's fair. And of those guys, of Jackson and Klubnik and Cooper and Payne, which one are you most comfortable with that we took?
Most comfortable, I'd have to say Klubnik. I listen, I love that we took Klubnik. I just really hate the process of how we did it. Like we talked about, there was no reason for them to trade up for it.
No.
They could have gotten another guy, a better prospect there. It was just unnecessary. But he's probably the player I feel most comfortable about. And then Darrell Jackson probably be second. VJ Payne's not bad either. I really don't like the Inez Cooper pick. Nothing against him personally. I talked about the Brian Parker being took.
Did you hear that, Inez Cooper? He has something against you personally. He
Dude,
hates you.
don't even say that. Some of these kids will take it that way.
No,
I've had
don't-
issues with that.
No,
Yeah.
believe me, if Inez Cooper is watching our show, he gets our comedy. Okay.
You never know. I used to write for a lot of outlets covering the Jets. They will post stuff in the locker room for players to read or watch. So you
there
never
it
know.
is.
You never know.
Headline: Tommy Jets says "fuck you," Inez Cooper. That's right on his locker. Well, look, it may motivate him, and then maybe he's awesome, right?
I like him. I mean, I like him. I'm gonna be like, no. I just would have rather had Brian Parker.
Folks, if you're gonna put that on his locker, you could say Midnight Mike said it. I'm fine. People can hate me. Tommy's a good guy. I'm just fucking.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's probably my. Out of all the picks in the draft, that's probably my least favorite, just because of who went directly after him. You know what I mean? That's more of it.
Mets, are you whistling?
Is that Mets? That's rude, Mets.
Mets.
That's why the Mets are on a losing streak, Mets.
Yeah, dude, have some decorum. You're on a podcast and you're down reading like a cookbook and you're whistling. Look at it. Mets, you cracked me up. Nothing.
Well, in any case, it's been. We were all sitting on our asses in one way or for another for what 6 hours today just to watch the draft.
I mean, I was actually watching Dano's show, and I was cleaning the house, I was vacuuming, I was doing dishes, like I was getting shit done.
Yeah, I was at a spring game today.
Yeah.
The next thing, and the other day yesterday I made exploding apples.
For real? Because I believe that sounds like something you would do.
It's just a fancier baked apple. You just get rid of the corn seeds of an apple after you cut it in half. Put a cardamom or an allspice pod in it, a little butter, sugar, and then you take a couple of cinnamon sticks, dampen them, cut them in two, and then use them as the fuse in the core hole.
That sounds dirty. Core hole.
And then you just wrap the apples in tin foil, skin side down, throw them in the oven for about 20 minutes.
See, I thought you were actually making exploding apples, like you were going to put an M80 in an apple and like huck them at kids.
No, it's just a fancier version of a baked apple.
Okay, fair enough. You are known to manhandle or mess with children. So
I forgot about that.
I did not know that. Can you picture him stuffing apples with M80s and like hucking them at kids on mischief night? I could.
Yeah,
I would do it with you, Mets. That sounds fun.
It does.
Regardless. Like, why not mess with kids on mischief night? They're always trying to TP your house. Fuck it. Throw an apple with an M80 in it. Mets, do you have anything else on the Giants before I let you go?
I just hope that this year it's not a one-hit wonder under John Harbaugh, because it has been coached as whatever competent for them first year, shits the bed every year after that.
Well, Mets, I think I've said it before on this show, but honestly, if I'm a Giants fan, I'm excited about these upcoming seasons.
Yeah.
Not only with like your draft picks, but the fact that you guys have a healthy Neighbors and Scadaboo coming back, and then the upside of Jackson Dart. Like, if I'm a Giants fan, I am excited. Now, I'm not going to go as far as some.
This is what the apples look like.
Hold on one sec. Keep that held up so we can all see it. Okay. You see that, Tommy?
I do, yeah.
And what cookbook is that out of?
It's the One Piece cookbook.
Okay, that's the one you've been working out of. Did you give up on the Vincent Price cookbook?
Nah, I'm still thinking of what to do out of that one yet. I'm just going through this one because it's a smaller book.
Fair enough. I have a few. I have a Dolly Parton cookbook. I mean, I have the standard ones everybody has. Like, you know, the one that has like the what is it, Good Homes or whatever, that has the red and white like checkerboard like tablecloth. Like, everyone has that one. I have that one, but I have a Dolly Parton one, and then I also have. You ever see the show The Goldbergs?
No. Did you get the Dolly Parton one at Graceland last year?
Dollywood, but no, we got it. We got it here in Connecticut. But and then I also have the Goldbergs cookbook. So, but those are the wacky ones I have. But and I have one that has all recipes from like the Revolutionary and Civil War. Not only ones that the women would make at home, but also things to make like hardtack, like the shit that the soldiers
I
would
remember
eat.
seeing one of those in middle school.
That's cool.
Seeing those in middle school as a kid.
Yeah, it's crazy, and the recipes are so simple because they only had like 5 ingredients to make anything back then. So it's great. But Mets, thank you for being here. And next Saturday, we'll do another family feud.
All right.
All right, Tommy. We're kind of coming up on the 2-hour mark, but we have another caller. He called in last week. He's a Niners fan. His wife's a Colts fan, and I remember all this stuff. And a very smart football fan. It's a Brian Snow. What's up, Brian?
Evening, gents.
Snowman in the morning.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So, do you know much about the Jets draft? And if you do, your thoughts as a 49er fan, how did the Jets do?
Jets did pretty good. Jets did pretty good. There's still one glaring position that the Jets need right now. You got all this talent on offense. Who's going to throw to them?
That's coming next year, Brian. That's coming next year.
Fair enough.
Yeah. We're hoping your wife's team tanks and then gets the top pick, and then we have that pick.
You know what's bad? It's bad. Jody said the same thing earlier. She said the exact same thing because we watched part of the draft, and then I covered the Indiana Fever game earlier today. And there's one thing she always jokes with me about, that if the Fever or the Colts or anything Indiana, they're not doing it right, if they're not winning, I'm not calling the game right. That's been like a running joke since we've been together. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I can make one guarantee that there were probably more people watching your stream of the Indiana Fever than were in the stands at the WNBA Indiana Fever game.
Well, considering the fact that the game took place in Brooklyn and it was a preseason game, I wouldn't be that surprised.
They could have been the finals.
True.
I'm just busting.
Hey, listen. What a lot of people don't realize is that because of Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's popularity has gone through the roof. Problem is, they're still trying to beat her up. Yep. Saw that today, and when I called it out the first time, I was called a hater, and I'm still being called a hater. Like, okay,
look, I don't watch the WNBA, but everything I've seen is all about how amazing Caitlin Clark is and how everyone else in the league just wants to destroy her, which to me makes no sense. It's like if you have someone who's going to bring in business and bring in revenue and possibly get you higher paychecks, you keep that person healthy.
Exactly. Yeah. Think of how David Stern protected Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Think of how he protected Larry O'Brien and David Stern protected Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Why? Good for business.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I go back to Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, man. When I was a kid watching those guys, they beat the hell out of each other.
They did. But yeah, it was also good for business also, because you had two of the more premier stars and they came in they came in same year. That was which was
it was within reason too. Plus, they had enforcers that kind of were doing the dirty work for them.
Exactly. Every team during that era had an enforcer. Every team during that era had
hockey.
Yeah,
it was like hockey. That's why I loved basketball back then. Like when I stopped watching basketball in like the 2000s, I just lost interest in it. It just, I don't know. It just became. And especially now, it seems like it's just a 3-point shooting contest with almost no defense. And like defense for me as a kid was one of the things I liked the most, when they would beat the shit out of each other. Like you go back and you watch Bird and Johnson and Barkley and guys like that. Like these guys beat the hell out of each other, and I loved that.
They wanted to win.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. They wanted to win, and still to this day, the highest world championship series, yes, I'm dating myself, was 1984, Lakers and Celtics. You know,
There's a
because
great
of Larry.
documentary. There's a great documentary on that. I don't know if I saw it on YouTube or Netflix, but it's awesome.
Yeah. I watched that series live. My family and I did, and we were on the edge of our seats for 7 games, even with the 2 blowouts, which were Game 3 in the Forum and Game 5 at Old Boston Garden. Yep. You were still on the edge of your seats.
Real quick, we do have a super chat that relates to Tommy shit talking Ennis Cooper. And it's Scott Foster, and you get the Jets chant, but I'm not prepared for it. There we go. Get the Jets chant. Jets. Scott Foster, already a channel member, comes in with $1.99 and says, "You just got Tommy another Corley." And if people are not aware, Tommy had a beef with Malachi Corley to the point where Corley blocked him on Twitter. So do you think that's now going to happen with your beef with Cooper?
No, I hope not. The thing is, I didn't even say anything crazy to Malachi Corley.
Didn't say anything. That's why it's even funnier.
It better not. It's for me. This stuff is all fun for me, you know. And I know it's fun with you guys. I just happened to catch you guys just a few moments ago, so I thought I'd hop on real quick and show you guys some love, like you guys did for me, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys.
Well, let me ask you, who did the Niners take in the first round?
We traded out of the first round because the players that we wanted were no longer on the board.
Yeah.
And anybody who knows the history of the 49ers, they get most of their gems of 3rd, 4th round and below.
And so who are you most excited that the 49ers picked up in this draft?
Dejon Stribling out of Mississippi. Because since we haven't had a speed burner since Deebo Samuel, and they were trying to make Ricky Pearsall a thing, and I've said this before, but Pearsall can't stay healthy. You need a receiver that'll take the top off the defense, and I think we found him now with Dejon Stribling.
Tommy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Stribling. He was at the Senior Bowl. He tore it up though. That improved his draft stock a lot. I don't mind the 49ers drafting. I think they got Romello Height too, Texas Tech. He's a great kid. Kalen Black, Indiana. He used to be at James Madison. I covered him. Like, he's a great kid. Grayson Holton's a great defensive lineman. Carver Willis, I don't know too much about him or Ephesian Prysock, but I do know Jaden Duggar from Louisiana. He's a good linebacker. I like him a lot. Enrique Cruz from Kansas. He also played at Syracuse. I covered him in the 5th round. I think he's an underrated offensive lineman. I think the 49ers did okay.
And hold on, Tommy, remember when I was telling you that my brain is just not what it was? Dana brought this up. The Jets traded with San Francisco. Your trade down was with the Jets, I believe.
It was.
Oh yeah.
So I completely forgot that, because I remember being shocked that Robert Saleh was willing to work with the Jets. Oh no, he's with the Titans. Look, boom! It's like I'm always like 6 months or a year like off.
Isn't Brian Dable there too now?
It is all right, man. It is all right. I know y'all can't see it because I'm not lit up, but that set that you see behind me, the football sign and everything, my wife put that together.
I see where it says football.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, the everything that you see behind me, for the most part, my wife got it. The Michael Jordan, I know you, like I said, I'm not lit up very, very well because I just saw your show and I decided to hop on real quick. Pops's Place, that was my nickname for my dad. And now my daughters call me Pops. Everything that you see, my wife found it.
Everything you see behind me, my wife wish I would throw in the trash. She doesn't understand my weird collections and all this other stuff. And I even have. We moved into this house 8 years ago. We bought the house, maybe even 9 at this point. And I still have boxes of VHS and DVDs and action figures and all this stuff that she just wants me to throw out. And I'm like, no, well, one day I'm going to put up shelves and all this. And I've been saying that for like 8-9 years. So
right. It's Understood. But some of the, like I said, most of the stuff you see on my set, my wife found. So,
well, I definitely appreciate you popping on the show. We're past our 2-hour mark, so we are going to start letting you guys go. But Brian Snow, Snowman in the Morning, anything else to let everybody know, any plugs you could possibly give?
check out my new play-by-play channel at Watch SMSN for Snowman Multimedia Sports Network. My main channel, Snowman Multimedia. That's where you can find Snowman in the Morning. Lot of stuff we're putting together. My wife's helping me put it together and helping me get organized because, and a shout to my wife Jody. The first thing she told me, she said, "I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve. I want to see you chase your dream and catch it." So
it's awesome.
a lot of that.
I'll tell you right now, Brian, you definitely have the voice for broadcasting, 100%.
Oh
I
yeah,
appreciate it.
for sure.
I appreciate it. You know what? I've done a lot of impressions of different broadcasters, including Bob Wischusen, the longtime voice of the New York Jets.
Yeah.
I've done many impressions of one Vin Scully, who was one of my favorite baseball announcers. In fact, Jody got me on the air when I did an impression of Vin Scully from when the Dodgers played the Cardinals in '85. And I said, here's Clark, 1 for 4. Jody walks behind me and goes, nuh-uh, he's 1 for 5. Threw me totally off my game, and I've been cracking up. That was the first year we were together, and I know you got to go, but I always shout, my wife and I will always shout you guys out for bringing me on, and I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Like I tell everybody, don't be a stranger. Feel free to call in whenever.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Have a good one. And Tommy, I appreciate you calling in too. What else? Any other draft things that shocked you or anything to that effect? Even if it was another team, something you saw and went, what?
I don't know. Not too crazy. I know people were kind of freaking about Jamad McCoy falling as far as he did, but he has like serious knee issues. I think he has to get another surgery on his knee. So that was interesting. I like the Raiders draft a lot too. There's a lot of teams that I liked what they did. I mean, there's the only team that I think had a bad draft, at least early, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. They made a lot of really questionable decisions, in my opinion. But my opinion means, who knows. But yeah, I guess that'd be it. Everything else kind of cut and dry. It's just interesting seeing some people who did get drafted and didn't get drafted.
I mean, I will say this, when you saw those mock drafts of the first round and whatnot, it turned out nothing like what we actually saw on draft day. Like, I don't know anyone who was even close with, and I'm not saying necessarily top 10, top 20, or the top 32, whatever. I'm saying like where people showed up.
Yeah.
It was just completely off the wall.
Oh yeah, well, a lot of people had David Bailey first for the Jets, and then they had Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese was the favorite when the draft was happening, and saw how that went out. Nobody knows, man. Most people don't know. They can get close, but nobody ever knows for sure.
Well, Tommy, thank you so much. And I say this to you just like I said it to Brian, but with you, man, you're part of the Midnight Mike Show family tree. So don't be a stranger. Please, call us whenever you want. We always love your takes and all that stuff. And also tell everybody where they can find you, of course, because someone was asking about your YouTube channel, but I know the league winners and everything is your main source. So let everybody know where they can get that.
Yeah, so this is my Twitter and my Instagram. I don't use Instagram crazy on my personal, but everything is for the company I cover. It's the league winners. It's spelt how it sound. I do have a new show that I'm going to be doing. I'm having my VP take over the Tuesday night show, and I'm going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Mr. Gridiron. I'll be breaking down film, talking college football stuff, and yeah, should be fun.
What channel is that going to be on?
That's going to be streaming on our YouTube channel. So that's at the League Winners. It's going to be live streaming on Twitter,
because I know
live streaming on Facebook.
You had the other YouTube channel, and then you also have the League Winners. And when you first started doing that college show,
the Jets,
I was looking on yours originally, and then found out it was on the League Winners on YouTube.
Yeah, that one might be branched in. There was some stuff where I don't really do as much Jets only stuff anymore because of the way money, contracts have worked out. So obviously, the way my company is kind of blown up, I've been focusing on that. So that's going to be on my company channel.
Okay.
And yeah, it should be fun. It's at the League Winners. That is cover college football. We cover a bunch of teams, do player interviews, coach interviews. I was just at a spring game today. I'll have interviews from that at UAlbany. That's FCS. We cover, from FCS, FBS, a bunch of P4 schools as well. And we're getting into the SEC this year, covering a couple teams. So a lot of big stuff, man. And I'm looking forward. I appreciate you guys having me on always.
Thank you, Tommy. Have a good night.
Yeah, you take care, Mike.
All right, folks. And look, Dano's in here, and Ricky NY just hopped in the chat. Ricky, man, I know the show is ending, but on one of these future shows, you definitely have to give us a call. And maybe you could actually tell me a little bit more about, tonight I'm going to go and watch more film from the guys we drafted. This is when I actually start watching highlights and film of the players when we draft them. I can't sit there and just watch film of all these college players or whatever before the draft who they may end up on a team I fucking hate. But maybe it's Florida State, buddy. Darnell Jackson Jr., defensive tackle. Call in one of these days and give me your thoughts, because I know you're a huge Florida State fan. Dano, great show. Hit the like. Yes, anybody who's in here, please hit the like button. And if you're watching on the replay, hit the like button. All that great stuff. It definitely helps out a lot. And Ricky says, mocks are a fun time killers, nothing more. The very best of them are only projections and rarely accurate ones. No, but what I was saying with that whole situation was the fact that it usually it's pretty fucking close in like the first 15 to 20. I feel like things were it was just people going in places that I didn't expect them to go. More than other years. That's just what I'm saying. So shocked that Saleh took a wide receiver at 4 with both Reese and Styles on the board. You never know. Yeah, a defense. It could have been the GM, but he's definitely a defensive coach. Definitely when I get a day off, you got it. Absolutely. It's not fun when they're deployed to incite fans, though. I must have missed something. But guys, once again, we couldn't do a family feud tonight. So join us next Saturday night when I'm sure there won't be a lot of Jets news. And I'm about to go out and check out all these undrafted free agents that we picked up, all these BYU guys. And I'm definitely going to be checking out the kicker, because that's a glaring need for us when we went from a money kicker to now not having a kicker. So his stats from last year don't get me too excited. We went over them earlier, but it is what it is. Guys, like I said, I appreciate the hell out of all of you guys. And that was our coverage of the 2026 NFL draft, essentially the Jets. And we talked some other things that happened. And Monday night, we'll probably be talking a little bit more, because we'll have Maddie on for a little bit longer. Maybe Abe can call in. And we'll get a little bit more, talk more draft stuff, and I'll be able to watch a lot more of these highlights, and make a better opinion on some of these later round picks that we nabbed in these undrafted free agents. But that's it here from the Long Island Sound. I am Midnight Mike, and I can't wait to see you next time.